So.
Okay, this is Trophy Gold, part 3 of Temple of the Peerless Star. We are short a player today, but that's okay, we'll manage. I want to do just a quick recap. So essentially, you've gotten through most of the dungeon at this point, and as you're getting ready to exit, you are encountering the Starlight Serpent right at the end. It's coming up through that pit in the ground, and which I've been kind of hinting at the whole time, right? That it could be in that pit at some point. You have the egg of the Starlight Serpent. It's very valuable, both intrinsically and as magic item, by the way. And so that is, those are kind of the circumstances. Ethelinda, I think, is going to be in the scene, but since I think this is going to be a fairly quick encounter, we'll just kind of hand wave whatever Ethelinda is doing. I do want to give you all a chance to avoid the combat. So if you have an idea for avoiding the combat, I'm open to hearing it, and we can play that out with whatever die rolls we need to do. If you think you want to try to fight the thing, though, by all means, go for it. Out of character, I'll tell you it's safer to fight it here than it would have been in the den. So it's more powerful in the den. So that's one thing that may be helpful to know. It's still a very dangerous fight, though, so just know that too. So, and in terms of gold and things, it seems like everybody's met their burdens and stuff, right? Like, everybody kind of cool in that regard. Okay, cool. And the only other thing to point out about this scene, I think, is that Osto is still in the form of a prepubescent boy version of Osto. So that could make the encounter interesting. So, bite size. Osto, Korkaluk, speaking for Ethelinda as well. How do you want to handle this? What do you want to
do? Did we learn anything about the snake's endurance yet?
No. Oh yeah, you did, because you fought it once, right?
Yeah, we fought it once.
Yeah, the endurance is. Oh, I don't have it pulled up. Hold on. I think it's 11, but let me make sure.
I'm recalling 11, but like my axe did no damage to it. Your tiny bear claws did no damage to it.
Yeah, it's hard to hit because of the toughness of the scales. That's its kind of main. That's the main issue with it. I'm trying to find the dungeon here. Get it pulled up. Ah, here we go. It is endurance 11. So okay. I will, if you do want to, if you do decide to combat it, I will give you a die for Ethelinda, but and I'll give you a die for Ethelinda, and I will also roll a weak point for Ethelinda. Fraser said we could do whatever we want with the character while he's gone, so so Ethelinda will be in it. Ethelinda's pretty close to dying though, so just be advised of that. So what do you think, Costa?
Oh boy, I think the first thing I'd try doing is holding. I'm going to grab some iron spikes since those have been handy in the past. And I'm going to hold the iron spike against the egg and see if that evokes a reaction, see if it's cognizant.
To sort of like as a threat, like holding it hostage, basically.
Yeah.
And then is the goal to like then walk out like holding the egg at bay? Is that the plan? Which is fine. I just want to make sure I understand what you're trying to accomplish here.
Even if that's the way we decide to go, that could work. Even if it just works as a distraction, maybe to get a good strike in for Ethelinda and Korkaluk.
Oh, I see. Like maybe lowering its endurance. I like that, actually. If you want to, we can avoid the risk roll entirely. If you want to just say, like, holding the egg, like, as a hostage, sort of, like, makes the snake, like, more hesitant. And so that would lower it. I think that'd be a good justification for lowering its endurance to 10, if you want to do that. So that makes it a much easier fight. 10's a lot easier to hit than an 11.
Let me ask, when we left off last time, you had verbally described our torches
Yeah, the
flaring
torchlight.
towards it.
The torchlight is like kind of the scales are like absorbing it, kind of. You can still see, but I just want to kind of paint the picture of like it's almost like the whole scene is surrounded by like a nimbus of darkness, like it's just the snake and you, right? And darkness because the torchlight is being drawn into the snake's scales.
Disco ball snake. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've been trying to question whether it's since it, unlike other reptiles, it seems to not have a problem with cold.
It does not, yeah.
Whether it thus inversely has a vulnerability to fire.
It doesn't. I'll tell you, it doesn't seem like particularly bothered by your torches. So if that helps.
All right. And then, do we have access to Ethelinda's Mirage ritual? Can we try and magic our way through this?
Yeah, I like it as a. What do you have in mind? Oh, you're muted, Brian.
A couple thoughts. I'm not sure if the snake just wants to eat us because the snake wants to eat us, or if the snake really wants its egg back. I'm kind of the opinion it just wants to kill us.
It could be either or both. Yeah.
Right.
I will tell you that, like, I will tell you out of character that, like, since you've kind of like pushed on it, like threatening the egg is in fact the creature's weakness. It lowers the endurance. So,
okay,
like it does care about that. So.
Because there was the question of should we make an illusionary egg disguise the one we have and skedaddle, or just make us appear to be what were they called, star creeps or something, make us appear to look like this. It may be too late for that.
Star creepers. Yeah, I think it just might be kind of hard because the snake is taking you by surprise, right? Like the snake just bursts out at the center. Like I don't think you really have time to do that sort of like planning or action. I think it's just going to be really truly like either just mad dash, try to escape, or fight the thing. Basically, is what it kind of comes down to. But threatening the egg is a great foot to be on if you're going to fight the thing, right? So,
yeah. What do you think, Drew?
We know that the snake is thought to be the avatar of the star they worship.
They believe it's an expression of the god. Yeah.
Do we have enough against them that we want to do that?
Like emotionally pitted against them, or theologically pitted against them?
Right, and also like we will probably make some lifelong enemies.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, the temple didn't do anything to you guys, and like they're not even like particular. They're not like evil. I mean, they do some weird stuff down in the catacombs, but it seems consensual. Like all the people participate. I mean, truly. I mean, all the people participating are agreeing to participate in it. You know, so I mean, you know, it's a good question. Like, you know, have these people really done anything? I don't know, but I think the short-term consideration is your survival. So
yeah,
that needs to be your focus. So what is the plan? Combat or run?
if we try to run, I'm assuming it's like exposing our backsides should we fail to
absolutely. Yeah, well, it's good. I'm going to make it a risk roll, and the consequences are going to be you got to fight the thing. So yeah,
let's try that. If we can get away with the egg, that's I'm not sure what we'll do with the egg, but it'll be interesting.
Let's have a risk roll. So I will. I mean, if you guys have any thoughts on what could go wrong, I'm happy to hear them. I know what I want to happen, though, which is I want you all to fight it. So maybe we just go straight to the dice. I think threatening the egg is a good justification for a light die. What about Devil's Bargains?
The egg starts to crack.
That would be something. You don't get to make an offer though because you're doing the roll.
Oh no.
I'm gonna say no matter what, I think just maybe kind of pinging off what you said earlier, no matter what, the priests will know you're responsible for taking the egg, and they're going to follow you to the ends of the earth to get it back.
That's good. Yeah. The only thing I hadn't thought of so far was sort of a panic-induced beast transformation that like your claws shoot out and just puncture right into the egg, perhaps ruining its economic value.
I think I'll go with enemies for life. That'll
Until they get the egg back. Good. Okay, so I think Dark Die is on the table as well. So go ahead and roll risk 2-1.
Got a 6.
Okay,
6
look
light.
at 6 light too. Look at that. Awesome. Full success. Describe it and let's get everybody out of there.
Asta will kind of fumble with his bag and withdraw one spike and just kind of hold it up to the crown of the egg and make eye contact with the snake. Like, I will make an omelet here, and start taking steps backwards, kind of like let's just go.
Nice. And yeah, as soon as you get to the stairs, you're in the clear. The snake won't follow you that far. You'll be able to get up. I assume, are you going to do anything else in the temple? Like, are you going to go to any other places or grab anything else, or are you just getting out of there?
So we're now, I guess, are we in the hallway where I accidentally set off that trap now?
Yeah, you're in the basement now. Yeah. Yeah, you take the stairs up from the catacombs to the basement.
We explored all the rooms there.
You did.
Remind me, this egg is, fairly large, bigger than a football, right?
So maybe a little bit, just a little bit though. Yeah, not much.
Okay.
And we know that there are rites going on in the temple above.
Yeah, there's tons of people in the temple. Yeah, in the second part.
Will it fit into any of our bags or backpacks to disguise it?
I'm giving you that for free. I mean, I'm not going to make you like try to sneak out with the egg. I just want to know if you're going to explore anything else. If your question is, can you hide it while you're exploring it? Yes, you can.
Right. I'm picturing like walking out the front door while holding it is probably not.
I probably wouldn't go out the front door. If you're going to just leave, I'd probably go out the back door. But yeah.
I would say we go out the way we came in. It would be the safest route.
Yeah. So trap door to the, I forget what's called, the sacristy. Is that right?
The back door is the sacristy and quarters. Like just it's like that's the name of the set anyway. But it's actually like the part you're leaving at is just like back by the priest quarters. So. Once you get out of the temple, you will be able to slip in, blend in with the crowd, no problem. Get back to wherever you need to be in Umbre. I've recently informed by Jesse it's pronounced Umberette, but so that's new. And and I think that ends the incursion. So congratulations on completing the Temple of the Peerless Star. We hope you enjoyed your stay. Let's go to Hearthfire. Do some Hearthfire. You have to meet half your burdens. If you have an odd number, you're going to round it up. So it's going to be 2 and 3 respectively. So just erase enough coinage or treasure to meet your burdens, and then take a look at the Hearthfire stuff. I'm going to pause the recording. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
We looted a ceremonial blade that was stained yellow from that pit of bones. Is that magic, or is it just decorative?
It's just decorative. Yeah, it's just decorative.
Same with the astrolabe or astrolabe.
The miniature astrolabe is just decorative. Yeah. I'm going to pause the recording while you all look at Hearthfire, and I'm going to go get some water. So. Okay, as a reminder, the egg is worth 5 gold, and you're in the perfect place to sell it, or you can keep it and try to learn more about its magical properties. If you do that, you must increase your burdens by 1. So,
each of us, or just the keeper?
Just
of the
the
egg?
person who keeps it. Yeah.
Sorry, it's how much gold?
5. It's a huge amount in this game. You can keep any non-magical treasure you found as found equipment. Anything you found that's just straight money, that has to be put in your hoard. So
It is rare that I have 3 gold or more than 3 gold to do anything with, and so I'm looking at this one under the tavern of gaining an ownership stake in the
that's fun.
Thing Auspicious Saltfather.
Mm-hmm.
A tricky question there. We're kind of based in the Fort Durand more than Umbret. Yeah.
Yeah, but kind of not in the short term, though. I think the next couple of things are going to be closer to Umbret. So, in any case, it's not too much trouble to travel between them. So, I mean, you can certainly run the game in a way where, like, you RP out the travel, or you use the journey rules or whatever. We're not doing that. We're kind of hand waving it. So.
I think when it comes to the egg, I'd like to give Ethelinda first dibs at taking the magical properties.
You can put it in her gear for now. Pop it over in her gear, and because Fraser will do Hearthfire when we get back with him. So.
So I'm spending 1 gold with Monroe to get my rope back again.
Very good. You'll mark a box off on the.
Is it a gold per slot in the backpack? Is that correct?
It's a gold per slot. Yeah, to open up an equipment slot.
Then I think I'm putting the rest of my hoard.
All right. Pick your choice on the hoard and do what it says.
So I'm going to take what person, place, or thing in town regularly reminds you of your drive, which I clicked in earlier. And I think with Osto, it's the orphanage that he lives in, which I did give a name. I remember where I put it. Agniti's Home for Wayward Children. Sister Agniti's home. And just being there where he grew up with his brother, with the people who run always mentioning, oh, your brother used to do this, and he can never really escape both living in his brother's shadow and can never really forget the task he set out.
I'm curious how it makes you feel, considering so much of your drive is wrapped up in your history at the orphanage, right, with your brother. I'm curious how it makes you feel to be in this sort of state of a child, you know what I'm saying, how does that intersect with things right now?
It's so much worse the second time around, because he knows he has the burden of adulthood and his drive, but the form of a child, and people want to treat him like a child, and that's making him it's making him a little frustrated. And yeah, people think he's just another orphan, and he just can't seem to make his own way forward, even after all he's been through.
Yeah. Corklick, what would you like to do for Hearthfire?
I'm gonna buy a ownership stake in the Sulking Auspicious Salt Father, partially paid for by the bottle of raisin cordial that I stole from there.
That's good. I love it.
Yeah, I like the idea of taking the regular tavern and turning it into kind of an information source.
Yeah.
And it'll give Scum a place to sleep it off if he needs to or something.
Right, good. So mechanically, of course, you have to spend 3 gold to do it, but you get 1 free piece of information or more, depending on how I feel, whenever you carouse there. So basically, your carousing just becomes a lot more effective. You just learn a lot more stuff, and yeah, it's great. Fantastic. Would you like to learn anything right now?
That's a good question. You were talking about today being a short session. Are we launching off into anything new or not?
Yeah. After we're done with Hearthfire, we're done. So.
Why don't we hold on to it for whatever the next incursion?
Yeah, because we're going to do Hearthfire with Fraser when he gets back, so we'll have some time to kind of pick up on this a little bit if we need to. So I think that'll be fun. Fantastic. Do you also want to put any money in the Horde?
I am putting some money in the Horde, and I was wrestling with picking up a new skill, but I don't know about that. Right now, I'm the least burdened of our party, but
you do have a fairly light burden load. You can probably afford to take some.
Yeah. But I don't know what skill to pick. So there's my conundrum. Give me a moment to kind of plow through the list, but otherwise I'm stashing 2 gold in my Horde, it looks like.
Okay. Just pick one of your options and do what it says.
Let us narrate a childhood flashback also. I was thinking about this because I was actually anticipating that the fight with the Starlight Serpent was going to be lethal, that I was going to be a dead Gorkalik. And I started to think in the week since we played, like what's a dead mannequin look like? And so I'm going to invert that and go back to the kind of the creation story, since there's not really quite a childhood as a mannequin, it's something a little different. That Gorkalik kind of sitting on the workbench in Mashiko's studio, as she crafts a heart made from 4 sort of ceramic semi-chambers with she's folded hop hornbeam leaves in between so that it has a capacity to kind of fold and expand, to kind of create a pulsating heart that she then lodges inside of his chest and kind of hooks up to the various vines and gives him a little circulatory system and then closes up the breastplate.
Nice. I love that. That's great. Fantastic. It's funny you mentioned what does a dead mannequin look like? It's kind of funny because in my Wednesday group, which is one of the OSR groups, they have a mannequin and then they hit 6 ruin. So they were destroyed at the end of the last session. They kind of jumped on a grenade, so to speak, except the grenade was a fire beetle and their fiery thorax melted their central metal structure. So they're destroyed. So that's how one dead mannequin looks. But anyway. Okay, well, if you want to think about your training, we'll have time next time when we meet back up with Fraser to work through that. If you want to do that, then. But otherwise, a little short session today, and we'll come back next week. And I think next week we're going to do the old Umbrette incursion that Yotho is so interested in. So I think we'll do that then. No stars and wishes today, but we'll pick up next time.
Okay.